A Rover's Revenge. I'm Melton, some customary. That's a sunset, in case you haven't seen one before. And here are some sunset flowers, my latest. I'm gonna have to make this very quick because Spectrum and the Mormons taking active parts in America's high-tech lifelines, California Cavalry Cops in there as well. I spent half the day redoing stuff, and one good thing I did get done, I got my YouTube Melton 4 imagery, MELTON, number 4, and then imagery. I got it up and going with some of my latest, some of my best chest stuff, and latest best. Oh, the latest and the nightly. The shirt off, girls. Sunset flowers are great, but I hear there aren't a lot of handsome, bald, shirtless guys on college campuses. A little scrawny guys, from what I overhear from the hot blonde college crowd. But from a distance, if I heard from them in person, they'd be right here. But let me switch to my nightly videos one and tell you about Tami, the no-arm Chinese fella, as I do myself, customary sugar check. Yeah, it's not going under 200. Maybe you gotta take more than 20 to do that. But I got the pen and doing the 20 of insulin. Yeah, it's the doctors don't like to talk about the eyes growing anew. Oh, let me show you them before I forget to. But yeah, apparently it takes a lot of sugar to grow a new pair of eyes. And you can see the white part around the brown circles, or not so much a circle anymore. At the center, the white part kind of eating away at the brown. Blue-eye DNA, the outside of this thing here. The bigger eyes, bigger, bluer eyes growing out through and around the brown eyes. That I had all my life up until 1996. They were all dark brown then. Went into a charity hospital. Conway, the charity hospital in Monroe, Louisiana, and that's when the eyes started to change. And yeah, I think it's, let me turn that light on real quick. I think it's the vitamins I've been taking lately that have the eyes catching the light for the past half a year. Oh, I may have to just give up going to docs altogether. That insulin's not working. That gabapentin isn't working anymore. Yeah, I was ended up losing 80 pounds in 1 month. Whenever I have to force myself to eat or I lose weight real quick, it's yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I ended up in Good Samaritan and had morphine there. But yeah, gabapentin works a little on the pain. Morphine works even better, and sleep is the best pain medicine at all. So I just gotta sleep all day. How's that? Back to my Tami parable. I gotta be quick with it. Tami is the no-arm Chinese fella who lost both his arms, being blindly obedient. He was told to stick his right arm into a wood chipper, and he did that. He slowly fed that right arm into a wood chipper. His boss would test the loyalty. As he was he's always been blindly obedient. He's Chinese. As he was slowly feeding that right arm in, the left arm saw what was going on, and the lefty jumped off. Got a nice hand modeling career going on. He's taking trips to tropical islands. He goes to Vegas. He's a very good gambler. 409, how about that? My apartment number. I don't get many 400s. It does keep it under the 500 range, and only a few 400s. But yeah, I may have just stopped going altogether now. With Dr. Misa down the street, sent me to, I don't know how good you'll see these, sent me to the 3 doctors here. She sent me to a couple, and one sent me to another doctor from the Adventist called hospitals. The one particular in the Eagle Rock here sent me there, and I was not impressed with any of them in the long run. So yeah, I may just have to go back to the county or something. That's saying a lot. But let me get to my Tommy. Tommy lost both arms. The left arm jumped off wisely, and he's left with both arms missing, and he got a big raise. He got a girlfriend. He does a mean snake dance. Now that he's missing both arms, he's always been scaly. Now that he's missing both arms, and he's always liked to stick his tongue out. But now that he's missing both arms, he does a mean snake dance. One Rhea, his girlfriend, is hard at the snake pit. But this Rhea isn't home, and Tommy is home, and he's waiting on Fred. Fred, if you don't know, the Oriental, excuse me, folks, they like cats and dogs. No, not as pets, as dinner. And Tommy knows this great diner. The cat's got your tongue, I wanting some more. Katie the cat cook runs it, and she's got a delivery truck now. It got a big tail that waves in the back. You know, the 2 kind of pointed cat ears. And when he, Fred pulls up in front of wherever he's going, it stops. It, does that growl kind of thing. And that's what Tommy heard, the growl, and he went out and he was complaining away because they were supposed to be an hour ago. His stomach is growling. And he takes a few steps through that yard underneath that big tree, and all of a sudden he goes right up. He's upside down, looking at the world. Yeah, hanging from the tree. He stepped in Lefty's trap. And yeah, that wasn't all Lefty had planned. See, Tommy used to have a dog, and thing is, when he lost his arms, he couldn't feed the dog. He'd feed himself. He was eating all the time. They didn't have the delivery truck back then, and he had to go to Katie the cat cook's diner on his unicycle. Doesn't like to drive his car anymore. The old car in particular, because it didn't have power steering, and he has to drive with his mouth. No arms. He used to eat there all the time. Couldn't feed the dog. Couldn't get. Oh, I guess I'm the tree. He couldn't, go to the store, get the dog food poured into the bowl. So the dog died, and it smelled underneath Tommy's porch for the longest time. Oh, I need my stand because my arm's getting tired. Let me just show you the other. Won't take too much long. Let me show the other. What I designed today, the sunset flowers. 5 orange flowers or 5 sunset flowers? What do you think's the best? Go to YouTube, go to www.christcomplex2, the number 2, the digit 2, christcomplex2.wixsite.com/daffodilia, DAFFODILIA. I think I got Daffodilia on my Melton for Imagery, with the shirtless stuff. And the latest, which is this short videos of that, everything I design daily, and the chest stuff, I might just I don't know how that works because it's kind of hard to see those small links. And you just hit and you go to the Flickr folder that shows off the very latest, but hopefully up at the top, my latest. But let me get back as my arms wear out. Yeah, he's hanging upside down, and it can't beat the dog. He's gone, unless we're having a dream sequence or a nightmare sequence. But he looks just like her, because he's his son or his grandson. Rover'S, the dog he couldn't feed, his son or his grandson. So as Tami hangs upside down from that tree, just low enough for Rover Jr. or Rover Jr. to Lefty's been feeding him, hand feeding him every day at this time in preparation, and he comes up, and of course Tommy's upside down, bites his nose among other places. Rhea's gonna have to patch him up when she gets home, and of course get the neighbor in again. He does this every once in a while. Tommy hangs upside down a lot. Get that neighbor who's big enough to untie the rope and let Tommy down. And that's it for today. Print out my stuff. That's what you can do from a few of my YouTubes, and ChristComplexLinks.blogspot.com. It's a nice quick one. Shows you my YouTubes in case anybody doesn't know about the Flight 93 checks. If you're calling up Spectrum, that's them with their decibel law breaking fleet. If you're calling up those Latter-day Sinners, the devil insists that they spend 3 hours each Sunday worshiping him and his lies. If you're calling them up and checking and posting in 5, you can go to Christ Complex Links if they don't know what a Flight 93 check is after 9 years of me asking, especially California's corrupt, cowardly cops. If they don't know, and they're not doing anything about that, and that's their job too. They got laws against that in particular, and active participation in America's hijacked lifelines in 1,000 different ways. So call up Spectrum, ask them how you reach Melton by phone. When else will my family's lifeline not be allowed to work? We need the light. That's just... When else will... Maybe it's hazy or something. My family's lifeline not be allowed to work because of what you're actively taking part in? Ask them. Check and post in 5. 424-229-4140. Via speakerphone. If California's corrupt... cowardly cops don't know what a Flight 93 check is, you direct them to Christ Complex Links and 9 years of YouTube videos. Graphic card in those videos and all of that. This is what a Flight 93 check is. I want to know why I can't reach John Melton Brady. What's your very active part in that? If they don't know what a Flight 93 check is, they're either cops in particular, and Spectrum in particular right next door. Mormons. You see them constantly around me. I have for decades. If they don't know what one is, they're either involved or they're incompetent. You need to get them on video, one way or the other. You can play Geraldo. Your phone makes a video nowadays, makes an audio as well. You can use speakerphone and another phone to check and post in 5 and make an audio or video of that. You can do it in person, of course, and you don't even have to do the Geraldo thing. You do it in person, you can later on. This is what Officer so-and-so of California State Troopers, I've heard them mentioned a few times today with Spectrum's decibel law breaking fleet next door, and the Mormons with them. State Troopers, county or city. What do you know about this? When else will my phone not be allowed to work because of what you're actively taking part in? If they don't know, they're involved or they're incompetent. And those of you who can, put those numbers on the backs of 5. Spectrum officials, Microsoft officials as well. I got a whole lot of folks. It's one thing to be able to reach me by phone because someone is deciding whether you can or can't. It's another thing to be actively taking part And that's usually what's the case is, that with those fives you're going to find on ChristComplexLinks.blogspot.com. Go to the links, download, print out their photos, just like this is. Check and post in 5 with whoever's in the room right there with you, and call up these folks. If law enforcement officials, if city, county, state officials, if the state of Utah, who sends these folks, I've been hearing taunting from Spectrum's parking lot all day long. If Utah doesn't know what a Flight 93 check is, they're involved or they're incompetent. You get them on video. Hopefully we can drive them back at least into one place. You want them to write you off their sales route, guys? You check and post in 5, you wallpaper your neighborhood with my 5s telling you how to do that. And you get them on video committing fraud. If not committing fraud, then saying what they were taught to say as missionaries, which is Utah's active participation. Check and post in 5, come see me in person. And yeah, don't get California's cowardly, corrupt cops. They're the ones responsible for this going on outside all day long, and the high-tech toys affecting my computer there as I try to design. This took 4 hours to design. It should have been designed in a half hour. That's dangerous, folks. Active participants. Check and post in 5. Make that video. And look for documentaries left and right of Mormons around me. Selling their souls, being a cancer of the United States of America, and need to be addressed. And right now, so are California's corrupt, cowardly cops. Their active participation in America's high-tech lifelines. Call them up. Simple concept. What do you know about this? They don't know anything. They're involved or they're incompetent, especially with the cops. Get their reactions and post. Come see me in person. Halfway we'll travel. Show me a great place to design imagery around and build Jesus' immaculate house here on earth. Yes, when you can't reach me to tell me what you believe, ask what I mean by Jesus' immaculate house here on earth. Yeah, that's that religious censorship that can place someone named Hussein in the highest office in the world right after we got attacked by a whole lot of angry, violent, deadly Husseins. And if you remember, yes, part of those sham elections was that Rich Romney guy. We need to address what is a cancer, personal knife in the back of America, and that includes the Latter-day Sinners and California's corrupt, cowardly cops. Do that. Come see me in person. We'll travel.